are we all this morning? Good morning, Daphne. Good morning, Marlene. I'm going to say good morning, Mum, because if she's on there and I haven't seen her, but I can't see it. Yeah, so how are we this morning? So much happening, and if you'll excuse me for 1 second. Alrighty. So we can now redeem our bonus days points, vouchers. So if you have vouchers that you need to redeem, you've got between now and the 28th of February to do that. Good morning, Tanya. So yeah, depending on how many, I think I've got 6 or 7. So, that's a nice bonus off of my my next order. So that's really good. And let me go down to the desk straight away this morning. We're going to play with nesting dies today. Okay, so your bonus days. I know my camera changed. This has started sending me all sorts of messages now. All right. So, 3rd to the 28th of February, redeem your bonus days coupons before time runs out. So, pop in an order and you can use your bonus days. Now, you can have an order that's more than your bonus days, obviously, but you pay the difference, which is obvious. Also, if you put in an order that is less than your coupons, so say you've got, what did we have, $9. Say you've got $54 in coupons, okay, but you only put an order in for 50, then you lose those other 4 bonus points or whatever. So either go, good morning, Debbie, how are you this morning? So either, go over or see if you can get it as close as possible to your bonus, your points. So that is one thing. And this is the new product of the month. Okay, so it's paper, 12 by 12 papers. I don't know why I've got a plain piece of paper there. Alrighty, so I can't remember what it was called, but quite pretty. I don't know if you can see there. Good morning, Mum. I did say good morning earlier in case you were on. So that is what the product of the month is. It's that paper. Oh no. Hi Holly, how are you? So quite pretty paper actually. I can see, this one looks a bit like shells or fish scales, just in case you can't see the pattern. This one's like little flowers here. This is like honeycomb. We've got like leaves. This is stars. And then we've got these colourful stripy ones. So it's actually quite a nice set. So $9 here in Australia if you spend $125 or more. We also have the new stamp positioner. Oh, sorry, that was my fault. We have the new stamp positioner now available as a joining offer. So it is pretty, isn't it, Debbie? Painted Illusions. Thank you, Holly. I can always rely on you girls to give me advice when I forget to bring stuff in. So the new stamping positioner, we've all seen it, I think, quite a few times. I've actually got ink on that. It is now available for people who want to join up. It's free. So it's $169 to join. You get $235 worth of product for that $169, and you will get this added in for free. Okay, absolute bargain, and it would help anybody with their stamping, whether you've used them before, whether you haven't, whether you're a bit shaky when you do your stamping. If you're worried about not getting your stamping in the right place, perfect tool for that. Okay, so you've got, oh, hang on, I need to take those out. All right, so you get your 2 magnets, you get your board, you get your top plate, which fits on there like that, and then you get a secondary plate so that you can do positioning, and you can work right the way down your plate. You get the 2 magnets to hold your paper in place, and it hasn't arrived, but there is grid paper that goes with it. Those other 2 magnets were a couple that I had from a different stamping platform. Okay. Yeah, the magnets are quite strong, and I did put them close together and they pulled each other across. So, yep. Hi, Roz. How are you this morning? Lovely to see you. Yeah, so they are quite strong. You probably don't need the extras, but you know, I just had them, so yeah. Alrighty. So today we are going to look at what we can do with our nesting dies. Now, I obviously don't have all of them, but I have this one, which is Textured Notes. This is our latest one, which is the Beautifully Celebrated dies. We have our very favorites, which are the Stylish Shapes. Spotlight on Nature that's a double-sided there. So there's that one. And the Arches, Everyday Arches, which I used earlier last week. So lots of different ones to play with. And the great thing about the nesting dies is they just all fit in so lovely together and make such a nice pattern. So today I'm going to choose one of them, and we're just going to layer it up. It's quite simple. We're just going to layer it up, but I will have to cut them. So I chose these 2 papers because I thought they'll just go lovely together. Okay, I'm getting a bit of a croak in the voice here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using today. And before I cut that, oh no, that's right, I only had a small piece of that left. It's all right, I'm just checking that I don't have a scrap piece before I cut into a new piece. And I don't, so that's all good. All right, so we are going to be doing a little bit of die cutting, but that's fine. Now, so I'm going to basically cut my normal sized card base, although I'm tempted to cut it slightly different, but I'll cut the normal size card base. Sorry, I'm just looking for another sheet of paper that I had here, but it's disappeared, as everything does in this room. Is that it? Nope, that's there. All right, I can work without that. Lovely to see everyone this morning, and I have to say it's a lot cooler this morning. We've got a nice breeze. Well, it's actually a gale force wind, and it was only 23 degrees at 7 o'clock this morning, so that was nice. I'm hoping it's not going to get too much more. I believe we're going up to 28 or something, so yeah. All right, so to start with, I'm just going to get a piece of white. If I could find a piece of white. Here we go. And now I can't get it out of the packet. So we'll see how we go. I mean, we may have time to do more than one. I suppose it depends how much I talk. I sort of was going to use the new paper, but I thought I'd just leave that for now. Alrighty, so excuse me while I move something that my cat's done here. Gosh. There we go. All right, well, it's not going to stay up there, so it doesn't matter. 5 3/4 by 8, so I'll do the 5 3/4 first. And then 8. Oh, now my phone's going to stop. So my husband's had to take the car in for its service today. And he's gone into Hervey Bay. And I know that he's not going to know certain things, which he should have checked with me before he left, and I didn't think about it because I was having a meeting. So, yeah. All right, the second layer I'm going to do is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm using the back of this one. So this paper is pretty. It is lovely and beautiful. That's what we're using here. So we'll go 3 3/4. Is it? No. Yeah, let's go 3 3/4. And we'll do 5 1/2. So that's going to be the background. And now basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose one of these sets, or you can choose one of these sets. So what would you like us to use? We can use the Stylish Shapes, Spotlight on Nature, Everyday, whatever those are, Arches, Beautifully Celebrated, or we can use Textured Notes. Which one do you think we should use? Oh, that's good, Roz. Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, I know how hard it was when I broke my ankle, but it's not as long term, obviously, as Roz has to put up with there. All right, anybody got any choices as to which we should use today? Yeah, that'd be good, sitting in a recliner with your feet up. Trouble is, you can't do that at the table, and anything that you want to do is too far away from you all the time. I sometimes feel like I'd like an easy chair in front of my computer, my main computer. And yeah. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This one. That's what we're doing. Excellent, because that was actually my choice, but I thought, I'd better offer. Okay, so we'll put all the others away. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this piece of that I'm going to use as a backing piece, and that is too big, so we're not going to start with that one. So we're going to start with this one, which I'm going to do out of cards. Now I'm just debating here whether to do it out of white or whether to do it out of, see, all these colors go together, so we don't really have a problem with that. Maybe I'll go with, just for this one, I might go with is it the Fresh Freesia this fresh freezer on that one. Yeah. Could go with the fresh. Oh, no, that's too, to me, that's too different. Let me go with Old Olive, which is what that is. Eek. No, don't want to do that either. Maybe I'll just go with white. Let's just go with white for now. And see how we go from there. We can possibly do another one that's different. All right, so I'll do one out of... And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut them. Ray's being awkward here. We're just going to cut, so we want this one out of white. These plates are very... bent. Okay, so we're going to have that one out of white. And then we're going to go not with the next one down, but the one after that. And we will do that with white. So we'll take that out. And then we're going to go with the, not the next one, but the next one down. So we're doing every second one. So we'll do this with the white. Oops. Do this with the white as well. Now you could stop at the second one and we'll see how we go. Because we may not need just the tiniest little bit in the middle, but we'll see. So that's the white, and then I've got to cut this. Hang on, let me move that out of the way. So do you think you'll be getting the, who's interested in getting the new paper? They are so lovely, aren't they? Oh dear, Roz. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so let me take that. And we should be able to get all of the next pieces out of here. Bring that back in. What did I do with that? Oh, I put the tiny one back, didn't I? All right, so now we're left with, there's going to be 2 of these with the colour. So let's pick where we want. I think there. That's off the edge, so let's fix that. Okay, so we have that piece. And we'll have this piece. So let's have that piece. What do we want on it? Something like that, maybe. Oh, look what I've done. It's been a long time since I've done that. Look what I've done to my top plate. I thought it made a weird sound. And there's that one. All right, let me just pop this out of the way. Hate it when I do that. And I'll just pop all these back on, just so that I don't lose them, because I know me. These are a really pretty shape. There is another one I've got, and I couldn't work out. I couldn't remember which set it was that had some nesting dies in. Here we go. Put it all back on there. Okay, so simple simples. We're going to put this one down, and then we're going to put this one down, and then we're going to put this one. So we're going with simple again this morning, as you can see. And then this one, and then this one. So this last one, I might pop it up. I want to find something that I can put on there, just something small, okay? But the rest of them, I think, are just going to go straight down. So let me take those off so that I know that I'm going to do something different with those. And we'll start with this one. Oops. The glue doesn't want to come out this morning. Oh, there it is. I love the papers too. The papers are so gorgeous. And get that one on there like that. We'll pop the white one on. I have to stand up and look over this. Basically, I think if you've got nesting dies, you can pretty much do anything. And then I'm going to put this one onto there. What I should really have done was stamped this beforehand, shouldn't I? Never mind. So pop that one on to there. Now that's going to sit, and I'm going to pop that one up a little bit. Okay, so I do need just something small on there. And let me have a look. This is so cute, this little one here. So I think I might take that out. Now, I don't know if I showed you, but with the new paper, this little one, Lorraine, you want the dies. Oh no, I want the stamp, that's right. This, I was talking about the dies. This little one here, you've got the die for it, but it also cuts out the on the paper. So it cuts out that little one on the paper, the new paper. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to smush it around a bit because I haven't used it before. So I'll grab a piece of paper to do that. See what I can find amongst my bits and pieces. Here we go. Here's a piece. And what do I stamp it in? I might even stamp that. Well, I'm going to colour it. Excuse me. So we'll do basic grey. Actually, it's stamping quite nicely. Let's see if it'll go that nicely when I put it on here. Beautiful. Beautiful. It has been putting up some good, beautiful papers and what have you, I must say. Now, I want to go with, this is Highland Heather, so I'll use that. And then I think I've got, I mean, it's not a big piece, is it? So it's not like I have to. So let's do Highland Heather. I was hoping I'd have a bit more showing, but I don't. The Highland Heather in here. Just quickly. So this is the light. Okay, and then we go in with the dark. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Now these little under bits. Oops. And then I'll go back in with the light again. This time I'll use the other end and just blend it in. And while it's still wet, it doesn't look like it's blended, but once it dries. And this is just really tiny, so you don't need to make a big thing of it. I'm going to use, this is the Lemon Lime Twist. I'm just going to use it for these leaves here. So again, this is the light, I think. Yes. Okay, so we use that for that, and then let's use the darker one. I'm going to put my own lines in the leaves, and then we'll use this is Mossy Meadow. I've lost, and I don't know what I've done with them, my my blends for Old Olive. So all I'm doing there is just doing a few little lines just to give that a bit of colour, and then we'll do the middle. Not with that one, we won't. We'll just do that. There we go. So a cute little top there. And now we can pop that up on there with some dimensionals, which I don't have many left in this packet, which is good. Yeah, some of the designer series paper has been excellent, hasn't it? Really pretty. Trying to see where I've got put one up there. And then I just want to pop that on there. Okay, easy as. Easy as. And then we're going to pop that on there. So I've got a card class coming up, and I'm thinking of making it like sort of a beginner's class or something like that. So that, and do something like this so that they can go home with something that's pretty and they can be proud of. And then I'm just going to put that on there. But, you know, not so hard that it blows their mind and they never want to pick up doing it again. All right, and then we'll just pop this one on here. Now, instead of putting the flower in the center there, you could always put your greeting. But we've got room top and bottom. Now, I'm going to do something that you won't see very often, but I have to find what color. I wonder if that'll work on there. I think it might, because this is the. I'll just cut this one off that I've done. This is from the new set. So I've already got a bow there. You'll have to let me know whether you want the bow or whether you don't. I've still got to do the inside. Oh, look, where's my big scissors? That other pair was cutting like a knife and fork. I wasn't getting very far with that at all. So you can always pop a little bow. We can put it at the top. We can put it at the bottom. I'm probably more likely to go with the bottom. We'll put some diamond-y thingies around here. But we also need to do a center. So let me grab another piece of white. Oh, I've got a 12 by 12 piece here. Yeah, that ribbon comes with the Delicate Dreams. So the new one out. Move that to one side. Put those over there, and let's get the. Okay, so basically I just want a 3 3/4 by 5.5. Actually, let me see, because I've got a piece of that left. Let me do this one 3.5 by 5.25. Let me go 5.25 by 3.5, and then that's all right. And then cut this one at 3 3/4, which it's already cut at, and then do it at 5.5. So we can take that outside to the inside. Hi Leslie, how are you? Have you got it any cooler today? We're lucky today. We've got it quite a bit cooler. I'm just going to pop that onto there, which then gives us a little bit of that green that we started with there. Where am I getting all this fluffy stuff from? I don't know. And we need to put a greeting on the inside. So, I was going to put one on the front as well. Let me put, what will I put? hello friend. That would be a nice small one to go up the top there. And do that. I think that's the one. Yep. And these are very tiny, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure even where I would put it, possibly across a corner or something. Let me cut it, stamp it and cut it, and then we'll make that decision. This one hasn't been used before either. Actually, I should really use a tiny piece of card, shouldn't I? Let's use this. Hello, friend. There we go. Let's see if I can cut that out with some sort of accuracy. 27. Oh, after the weekend, it looks like we've got rain, rain, and more rain. Let me cut this out of here. And did I cut that straight? I bet I followed. Let me go there. I might have to redo that because I wasn't paying attention when I cut. Oh no, that's not too bad. All right. So let me take it down. Take it down to 1/2 centimetre and see if that's going to work. See, now we can see where it's crooked. And we can do the same again. 1/2 inch, I meant, not 1/2 centimetre. This should straighten it up. Excellent. And then what I might do is just pop this through. See if it'll fit through here. See if my hands want to work today or whether they're going to play silly. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. I want that one. Okay, so let's chop that and then put this one in. Sorry, I'm doing that off camera. Whoops, just trying to get it straight. Now, I don't think I need it that long, so let's go back in and probably be easier to do this by hand. I'm going to be chopping this off forever. That's about equal. But do I need it that long? Oh no. There's nothing worse, is there? And the red dust just literally gets into everything. I'm going to cut this with scissors because otherwise I'm going to be going all day with that other thing. So I'm just going to pop a little thingy there, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to do the same the other end. Put that up there, that there, and that there. I think that will work. I'll pop that at the top. Now, do we want to go with this bow? Hi, Anne. How are you this morning? Lovely to see you. Do we want to go with this bow? I mean, I could put... Let me grab it. I could use this. I don't know if it's still... No, it's actually it's very soft. It's not hard to, like, it's not like this one, which is what I was just going to show you, which is like a piece of floppy, you know. Um it's 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 sturdy, but I found it really easy to make a bow with it. And I probably just mucked that one up because I felt it go wrong. But anyway, oh no, yeah, there, creased in the middle. But you know, it's quite easy to do the bow with, and I must admit it does sit nicely. If you look at it from that side more, because I mucked the other side up. But yeah, it sits nicely. You think the bow's too big? Did you like this color? Let's cut that again. Is that better? Just like a little bow like that. Pop it on there. Or I was going to try it. This one I remember having, I don't think it's currant, but it looks like fresh freesia. This one was very floppy. I remember having problems, but we can but try. When you've got hands that don't work completely properly, and I know when I use ribbon I waste a lot, but hey. So let's take that off a bit too. Or we could go with this one. It's a nice little bow. So we could do that one, or we could do that one. And I can make that one smaller with a bit of tweaking. Make it a little bit smaller. That's probably better. Oops. Now we're getting a little bit twisted. But we can also do that one. So your choice. We'll go first for this one, second for the fresh freesia one. Like I said, you know, I don't normally pop bows on things, so now with that new set, not this set, but with the other set, we got these the purple one. I think it's quite cute. Like I said, I'm not sure. You'll just have to forgive me if it isn't. I don't think it's currant because I've had that for quite some time. If you could see the amount of ribbon that I have, not necessarily Stampin' Up ribbon. I've got just about every colour you can think of. So I might just pop it there. What do we think? Just put it there? Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty unanimous decision, so that's not going to go with it at all. So I'll put that up there. We'll find some gems that'll go with this. So let's have a look. So we've got these have got like a pink and a purple, so you could almost say it would be that one there. These are the ones that I love. These are the ones that came with that these are the pearlized faceted circles, and they are gorgeous. So, you know, no one needs to really think about which ones I prefer, do they? Okay, so I think these would fit nicely because of the colour here. We've also got the lighter ones. Everything in this room seems to be covered. I bet while I was away, my cats got into everything. So I think I'm going to use this because we used that the other day anyway, so it's not like it hasn't had its 15 seconds of glory. And I think we'll use this one. And I'm going to use, I think, the darker one. And I'd like to put, oops, you can go back. Go back. I'm going to put, I feel like we need something around here somewhere. So maybe one there. And then a couple, excuse my phone going. It's probably, I haven't stuck that on yet either. Let me stick that on. A couple of dimensionals. Oh, well, look at that. That pulled off on its own. So that looks like it's it. Gotta love it. We'll just pop that up there. Stand up, Lorraine, so you can see if it's straight or not. Maybe that. And then I put one there. Let's go with a couple of the smaller ones and put one there and maybe one there. And so that's the outside of the card. Now what I can do for the inside is just put those away. So we've got the inside. I might just re-stamp this. Because I think it's pretty. Oh, who should have used their stamp positioner? But that's fine. And I will just colour the leaves. Just to bring it all in together. That was the dark one. What else did I use? This. Just in here. Let's see if I can sort of put some darker in there and then I'll go back over it. Just to give that little bit of colour in there and then quickly do the flower. So I started off with the light again. Must have used this one a fair bit. When I used the other, the bullet tip seemed quite firm. This one's quite soft. All right. Dark. Just on those little turnips. Pop back in with the light. And we'll quickly do the yellow in the center. Okay. And what have we got? Hello, friend. Yeah. I think I've said before, I hate sending get well soon cards or hope you'll, simply because we sent one once, and by the time the person had got it, there'd been problems, and the person that we were sending to passed away. Now I hate sending anything like that. I think we might put wishing you happiness and love. That sounds quite nice. We can just pop that. I do usually like something bigger in the middle, but that's okay. Have I got something on my long... It's weird. Where's my... Oh, there it is. So I'm thinking I might do a few of these simple cards. She probably is, and she wasn't in the team meeting this morning, so she may have had something else to do. But no, she didn't get to the team meeting this morning. There we go. So she's probably busy. Our team meeting's at 8 o'clock, and I do this at 9:30, and I usually like to have time to sort out my cards. So I try and get on first so that I get, because Donna speaks to each of us individually, and that way then hopefully, but most of the ladies now know that I need to get away. So just popping the glue on the back of this. But I don't always get in there either. There we go. There's the inside. Okay, yeah, straight after me, she usually is. There we go. Let's put a bit of wink on there. Sure, we could do a bit of a spritz, couldn't we? And then I'll also put a little bit on the front here. And I think that's it. What do I think? Very simple, very easy. And using our nesting dies. We could have lifted more of those if we'd wanted to, but it depends how flat you want it for postage. And then what I've done, I've just brought the inside, the outside to the inside with that there. So that is it for today. If I get time today, I'm going to play with some of the other shapes and see what I can do. But I really like this for plain, simple, easy to do, and, not too stressful. Oh, thank you, Marlene. Thanks, Holly. Thank you, Roz. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, I like it. Alrighty, let me come back up to the top. There we go. Lovely not to be wet through and all, hot or whatever. So thank you so much for joining me today. I've really, I enjoyed making that card. I really did. And I will be back again tomorrow So I'll see you all again then. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day, night, evening. Sleep well if you're about to go to bed. Enjoy dinner if that's what you. I have so many different time zones of people that come in. So, yeah. Now, I would appreciate if you haven't already, if you could give me a thumbs up. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely wonderful. It helps to get our videos out there. And thanks, Tanya. Oh, you're welcome, Roz. Yeah, so I will see you all again tomorrow. So take care of you, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.